Okay, guys, this is the continuation, the third part of the tutorials, because okay. So this is what I was explaining to you before. So basically, the start process is the method, is a public method, and all the other method right here that I have inside in this file are private. It is a private because, like, for example, if I go in here, see you see only thing you don't see anything else like all these are like the method that is inheriting from property except the start process. This is a public. Because of that, all the other methods, it wouldn't be, the outside people wouldn't be able to use this method. Only the start process is, because that's how we have developed. And this is really a popular pattern in JavaScript. I think they call it a modular pattern, and you just pass the URL to it. Okay, that is that. Now let's go into here. So like I said, this is where everything begins, right? So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and increase the font of this. Okay, so now remember, like, basically, it has to go outside the so it has to go into the Odata URL exposed by the Netflix. And to do that, of course, then we have to use the Ajax, and this is the API that the WinJS provide for us to do those kind of stuff, to do Ajaxy thing. And then I'm saying WinJS is my XSR object. So basically, this is the WinJS API, right? It has the method called XSR, XML HTTP request object, right? It takes the object as a URL, or you can pass it as some parameter if you need it right here. Maybe, for example, content type or whatever, but I'm not doing it. So basically, whatever the URL comes in, I'm going to give that to the XSR. And then I call it done method. The done method is it's kind of like a callback function. Hey, here's a promise that you have to call when the data is available. At this time, there is no data available. It's a idea is kind of like whenever data is available, it's going to call or something like that. So it takes a anonymous function with the results. It's basically the results. So anyway, okay, it has a results. Means basically it holds the data that's coming out from the server. In our case, it's going to be from the Netflix. Okay, and then inside of this one, so basically this done method takes three callback functions. The first callback is, of course, to do all this thing when everything becomes successful, which goes from here and all the way down here. Okay, and like I said, it takes three callback functions. That was the first one, and the second one is the error. If for example, while processing a request, if the error occurs, then this callback function get executed. And then for example, like, this is the one that's, remember, like what I have done here in my UI. For example, if I click this guy, let me change the date. Let's say for 2009, I want to see the movies. If I search right here, see, this is right now, it says please wait, your request is being processed. That is where that is responsible for, like, when the request is not complete, but like in the meantime you don't want to keep a user waiting, not giving any kind of hint for them, hey, what to do. That is done by this callback function right here. And of course, the idea is very simple. So basically, I have this method right here, which is called from several places. So basically, what it does is, like, I pass the two information, that the value of the button, and whether the button should be enabled or disabled. These two parameters of the function, right? And I said, hey, find this DOM object, and then, assuming that DOM object is there, set the value, whatever you pass me as that value, and should enable or disable, you tell me what should I do. For in my case, for example, when I call from here, I want it to be disabled. Remember, that's why I've set the parameter true. But if there is an error, I want to see this message, a error has occurred, but I want to still keep that button enabled. And then on the very first time right here, I want this button to, as soon as search is done, I want that to be disabled, so that I don't want user to click again, because I know as a long operation is occurring, long asynchronous operation is occurring right now, so I don't want to show that, right? Okay, that is that. And this code right here, starting from line 64, is basically okay. So these results contain the response XML. I don't know if you are familiar with XML HTTP request object. It gives you either data in XML or in text format. So this response XML is that basically this Odata is just kind of like RSS feed, you know. So that's basically now I have, you know, information about entire XML, and then I'm saying, hey, give me all the child element of this entry element, and then set those information into items. Okay, so these items contains now at least the parse data. And then this is very, very important, line 65. Remember that this is, okay, well, since I haven't explained to you what this one is, this one basically holds all the data in XML. That's later on, I use this array to bind my template later. So in the beginning, when I run, each time I run, I have to make sure I clear the previous data. It's by setting length equals to 0 means I remove all the previous items. And then, you know, this is my container, and make sure there is nothing in the container also. And then this use blocks of code starts. This is plain, you know, hey, make sure the guy is not null. If there's at least some item with that guy, then I want to go over each items in the guy. Well, not the guy, I mean each item that the array holds, right? Okay. So on each, this is the very first, okay, you give me the very first item that you have, because this is the index starting from 0. Give me the first item. Now I can deal with one item at a time, because I have a loop. Let's say if I have 500 movies, I'm going to go into 500 iterations, and this is very first time right here. And the first time I grab the items, then, so basically in the items, it's kind of like a sub-fragment XML. And I'm saying, hey, find the title in this fragment of XML. And to do that, I write little method called get property content. Can I go to definition? Yeah, this is really neat way of writing, because remember, I have this item. Make sure this guy is defined. If it is defined, hey, do you support this query selector property? Okay, you would say yes. Yes, I do. Okay, can I call this with the given property name? You say, oh yeah. If all these three are true, that means, you know, this guy has something that I want. So what this guy has is a text content. So basically, think about it this way: you're looking at the XML element and then basically trying to get the inner text of that element. But however, I could have just done like that, you know. Just done like that, but that's not really good programming, because you want to always make sure, you know, it has something before you do anything. Okay, get property content. That's what this method was doing. Okay, go here. Yeah, exactly the same thing. So basically, I'm grabbing the inner text of the title, inner text of the summary, and then updated data, and then, you know, assign to this local variable. Nothing is special. And then, and what's happening right here is, like, remember, like, sometimes the XML was very simple, because it was the title was the child element of the items. But however, of the, what is this guy, entry, this guy. So for example, title is the child element, and then after entry, summary is the child element of entry, updated date is the same thing. But however, I need to grab information like the release year, I had average ratings, then URL. Those are not like a child, they were like a grandchild. And of course the child was properties. That's why I had an additional method. So this method basically